Beautiful morning, welcome. Thank God it's Friday. I'm excited to be here. Okay, my name is Rose Blossom. You're welcome to Women's Corner. Today is exciting because we're talking about eye health care and, of course, the usual home remedies you can do to help yourself before you get to the extent of having to do surgery, having to start taking drugs and all of that. What are the normal things you need to do? And we have a professional in the house that's going to be talking about that, but I won't unveil my guest yet. Just for you to know, just for you alone and every other person that's actually interested, you can actually join this live program by typing Galaxy Television on Twitter and on Facebook, and of course you can join our live sections. If you're just joining, and if you don't have a TV set beside you, you probably don't want to use your Facebook or Twitter, maybe you are not on that platform, you can actually still download Galaxy Television app from Google Play Store or Apple Play Store to join all of our programs. All of our live programs are always there, and you don't want to miss it. Then also about our YouTube channel, we have a YouTube channel, Galaxy TV News, Galaxy TV Entertainment, Galaxy TV Comedy. There's a lot of Galaxy TVs. Just like, subscribe and share. We have a lot of information there for you, just in case if you miss any during the course of the programs. Okay, well, you all know my name, Rose Blossom, but before I bring my guest in, she's already an in-house person already. She's our mama already. But, you know, before I introduce her, you get to meet her and we'll start cracking. Let's go for a short break. And after the short break, I'll introduce her and we get talking. All right, welcome back. Yes, I have Dr. Imade in the house. Yay! She's the CEO of Modern Eye Clinic. She's an optometrist. She is a writer and definitely an author. I'm sure of that one. Welcome to the show, ma.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you.
To be here.
Yes, I'm even more excited than you are, I think, because you can see me doing it, and Kayode behind the camera is also, we are yelling. We're excited about today. Okay, first, what do you think people should understand eye health care is? Because some people believe it's just by probably staying far from the screen, not looking at your phone for too long, avoiding to put your hands in your eyes, what are the normal things that they believe that is just the normal eye care. But I know it's deeper than that. So what is the basic eye health care that every human being needs to understand and know about?
Thank you very much, Blossom. I'm always excited to be here and to speak to that question. Just like a background, for every human being, God has given us two sets or a pair of eyes. We have two eyes, one to the left and one to the right, and then they are wonderfully positioned in front of the skull so that we can look ahead and then we can be able to see everything, you know, that is around us. Now, for that wonderful gift that God has given us, everyone is expected to take proper care of those eyes, because if you don't take care of your eyes, when you lose them, you may never have another pair. In taking care of your eyes, there are quite a number of things we must, you know, that should come to mind. Number one is the general outlook, the appearance of your eyes. You have to look at it. There is a way the presentations of your eyes should be. And if there is a deviation from that, it means there is a problem. And that should start from childbirth. Also, in using your eyes, there is a way the eyes should move. It's expected to move. It's expected to focus, and it's expected to see. When there is a deviation from these normal expectations, it means attention is needed. Now, the problem comes in when, as human beings, we actually don't know the value of the eyes, or we don't even know what is expected to see or how we are expected to see them. And you know, when someone is ignorant of something, abuse can be inevitable. Now, for my practice of optometry, I've realized that a number of people take their eyes for granted. And when they start experiencing symptoms of problems with the eye, they don't even, you know, talk to the professionals about it. They try to do some things on their own at home, and when it doesn't work, that's when they seek, you know, for medical attention. Now, for the eyes, it's a bit different from many of the organs we have in our body, because the eye in itself will give you some symptoms, and if you don't pay attention to those symptoms, damages will be going on which you will not know.
Yeah.
And by the time you present yourself to the eye care professional, a lot of damage would have been
done.
Yes. So at home, you need to always ensure that you are looking at your eyes. The eye does not see itself. One of the ways you can look at your eyes is through the mirror. Or parents looking at the eyes of their children, or spouses looking at the eyes of their spouses as well. And if you notice any change, any difference in the outlook, in the appearance, it is good to seek medical advice, because many of the damages that will occur in the eye, many of them cannot be reversed. And you do know the one that is reversible and the one that can be reversed when you are just at home. So that's why we encourage everyone to have at least yearly eye examination. The optometrist is in the best place to examine your eyes and to tell whether your eyes are okay or
not. Okay, amazing one. That's very deep. In fact, you know, a lot of people will be like, they'll be so scared right now, but you don't have to be scared. That is why we're here, to educate you and to let you know the proper ways and how you need to go about this thing. So I'm just going to ask in just few minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, because I know we have a lot of questions and I'm trying to make sure that we get to them. So what are the common eye problems that people experience and how can they actually prevent it? The most common one, let's say 1 or 2. Yes.
Okay, the major one is what we call refractive errors. Refractive errors has to do with things like short-sightedness, which we call myopia, long-sightedness that we call hyperopia, astigmatism. Those are the major refractive errors that can occur, and they can start from childbirth, they can grow into adulthood, and sometimes too secondary causes such as traumas, sicknesses, diseases can also cause this to manifest. In addition to that, we can have pathological problems affecting the eyes. Those problems in the eyes that are caused by diseases such as cataract. Cataract is very common. In fact, is the #1 cause of avoidable blindness in Nigeria, in Africa. So cataract is very common. And then we have a problem like glaucoma too. Glaucoma also is the #1 cause of irreversible blindness. That means blindness from glaucoma cannot be reversed, or blindness from cataract
can be reversed.
So glaucoma is another major problem. People can also have commonly infections in the eye leading to red eyes, or the one we popularly call conjunctivitis, or Apollo, as the case may be in this part of the world. And then we can also have other problems in the eye, such as things that can problems that can degenerate the posterior segment of the eyes. That's the part of the eye that you don't see. Those are also a bit technical. You may not be able to detect those ones at home, except you come for an eye examination, such as maybe macular degeneration. It can come up with age, sicknesses, diseases, systemic conditions can also lead to macular degenerations. And when that occurs, you just discover that one is really not able to see very well. You can have vitreous floaters. The fluid in the eyes can also degenerate, resulting in people seeing things like black spots in the eye, cobwebs, or different things in the eye which is not expected to be there. You can have things like retinitis pigmentosa, which makes it difficult for people to see well at night. There are several problems, but the common ones, the refractive errors, the cataract, the glaucoma, then the dry eye is also very common because of, you know, what we do, the environment we live in, and the things we do now. Computer vision syndrome is also another eye problem that is also very common. Now there are quite a number of them. Yes.
So let me just put them into one. How can we avoid? What is the best way to avoid all of these things you've mentioned? Because we can't take them one after the other. We don't have enough time at our hands. How do you think one can actually prevent these things? Just usually,
the #1 way is to go for eye examination, routine eye check at least once a year. And many of these eye problems, they are age specific. So with increase in age, there tend to be there's a tendency for the vision to deteriorate, and many of these problems can actually start manifesting. So at about the age of 40, we encourage everyone to have a yearly eye check, because you don't know when glaucoma can set in. Because many of us here, we're at risk of developing glaucoma. And it won't carry a placard and tell you, oh, I'm coming. So it's when you go for an eye examination
that will tell you.
So if you are over 40, in order to prevent glaucoma, you should be doing a glaucoma workup or screening, just like you do cancer screenings and other years. So that's the major way to prevent eye
Problems.
because you may not know, when you are developing a debilitating condition in the eye or an eye condition that can lead to blindness, except you go for an
eye examination. Very good. You said something which is very important, and that's aging. Now, how can one have a good eye health while the person is aging? Yes. Yeah, you already said the test. I agree. But aside, doing the test and knowing, I'm sure there's some healthy lifestyle or something that one needs to incorporate into his daily life.
Exactly. So, well, if we let me backtrack a bit. Let me just say that from the time a child is born, aging starts. That's why we say you are 1 month old,
2 months, yeah.
You are 4 years old. So aging starts from the time a child is born. And so eye care is expected to start from that time. So as you advance and you get to about 40 years, because generally the eye will deteriorate at about that age, and at about then people start having other health issues. And this is also more significant as far as the eyes are concerned. So we encourage you to watch what you eat. Your diet becomes very, very sacrosanct. And then the things you put into your system, apart from food, like toxins, people are in the habit of putting toxins into their system. What we call toxins, some people call it fun.
What's that?
For example, people who drink alcohol. As medical,
it's fun.
We say they are toxins because they have the tendency to degenerate or cause damage to your eye structures. And then also some people smoke. Smoking for some people is a way of life, but those are toxins and they can damage your visual system. So as one is advancing in age at about 40, we encourage that you should stop those things. Overeating is another one,
Really?
Yeah, yes. People pride themselves that, I was able to finish it.
One bowl of
chicken or a full head of goats. And overeating can become a problem because it can lead to obesity. Obesity is the root cause of many diseases today in our world. So one has to check it. The time you also eat
is important.
Things you have to also watch as you are aging. Because when you are much younger, you may eat anyhow, you may eat as much as you want during the day. Your body will be able to digest because your metabolic rate is high. But as you are advancing in age, once you cross 40, it becomes difficult for your body to digest some of those food that you are just pumping. So if you eat late at night, for example, it's going to affect your overall health, and which invariably will affect your eye health. So the time you eat as an adult matters. The type of food you eat, as you're advancing in age, type of food, we are looking at maybe food laden with cholesterol or even high carbohydrate food. You have to reduce them. Because your metabolism has slowed down. You must watch what you eat, the time you eat, and if you are careful with this, it can help your eye health. Exercising.
It's also good.
Body exercise profited a little. And then by the time too you go for your eye checks, and there are some few eye exercises too that may be added for those who will need it, that can also help them. Your visual system. So it's very crucial that as one is getting old, watch what you eat, watch the type of food you eat, the time you eat, make sure that you are moving your body. You cannot just sit down as a sedentary worker. If you are over 50, you are just there for like 8 hours without moving. You have to stand, you have to move around. You have to move your body. So all those will matter. If you can just do some of this,
it will be beneficial. Okay, thank you very much. That was quite deep. In fact, it basically is more like your lifestyle. You just have to make sure you manage your lifestyle and you do it rightly. Okay, you said a lot of common eye problems. You talked about cataract. You talked about glaucoma. You talked about dry eye, muscular degeneration. Now, what are the common signs and symptoms of this eye condition? The most common, like just very picky.
Well, many of these eye conditions, they present with different symptoms, but generally people will notice a blurriness of vision or a reduction in their visual acuity. That is how well you see things that are far from you or things that are near you. For example, somebody who is short-sighted will start having difficulty seeing things that are very far from him or her. At a time the person may not know, but as it's advancing in age, you just realize that, you know, the distances to which you are seeing is getting shorter and shorter. Same thing goes for someone that has, say, a problem like presbyopia. You just discover that whenever you want to read tiny prints, those prints, they are no longer clear. You now find some people, they have to be pushing the book they want to further away from them for them to be able to see. So blurry vision, you know, difficulty reading. Some people too will just start having headache. They start, anytime they are reading, they just start feeling funny, headache, or strained. You just realize that you are straining your eyes anytime you are reading. That could be a sign, it could be a symptom that something is going wrong, you know, in your eye. And then there's also the fiery one, which is glaucoma, that may not necessarily give you signs or symptoms. You may just be at home, your eyes are okay, you feel you are seeing because you've not done any eye test, and then all of a sudden I've had some patient tell me that, Dr. Imade, I just woke up and I could no longer see. The eyes just closes, yes. And when they come, we realize that they've had.
And that doesn't even have any sign. It shows no sign.
Yes.
No symptoms.
But people who have glaucoma, before they start feeling or seeing symptoms, a lot of damages would have been done. At the early stage of that glaucoma, you will not necessarily notice symptoms. So that's why we encourage people to call for eye examination. Some people too can have ocular hypertension, just like you have hypertension in the body.
Yeah.
You use your sphic to check your blood pressure. The same thing, there's a form of hypertension in the eye that people are not aware of. And you can't know that when you are at home. You may not feel any sign or any symptom. I always encourage people, please don't wait until you have symptoms before you seek your optometrist. Just form the habit of having your eyes checked. So for ocular hypertension, the eye will look normal and you just be seeing, but the tension in the eye is building. The pressure is increasing. I've had people come into the clinic and then we check their eye pressure. We just discovered that some of them are having as much as 40 millimeters of mercury.
Wow.
They didn't even know. Meanwhile, the normal is expected to be maybe between 12 to about 21 millimeters of mercury. So these are problems that can, you know, cause blindness without the person knowing. So waiting for symptoms may be so it's better as much as possible to. Let me quickly add to that.
Yes,
in Africa, we don't need to wait for symptoms before we seek eye care. Statistics have it that there are certain eye conditions that are peculiar to us because of our race, because of our location, because of the fact that we live in temperate or hot weather region. For example, this glaucoma thing we are saying, because we are black, we have a major predisposition to developing glaucoma. And also in Nigeria, we have also found out that certain people living in certain areas of Nigeria are more prone to developing glaucoma. Now, because we are black, and then this has given us a higher risk factor, so the onus is on us to ensure that we are screening and preventing this so that we don't go blind.
Okay, thank you very much. I love that one. I just want to ask this so we'll kind of get a very quick answer for this one. How about people that have white eyes? There are some people that have a very clear eyes, yes, but it's rare when you're grown, you understand. But for those who have red eyes, they will tell you, my eyes is never white, that's how my eyes is. And you see some people who have yellow eyes, and they'll be like, that's how my eye is. Some will tell you, my eyes is always never clear. It's not white, it's not there, it's always in between. Then there are some persons that always have a little, I will not call it, it's not boil, but you know there's a bit of a swollen, it's not affecting your eye, they see properly, they do whatever, just a bit of a swollen sector just around the eye. And you find out that you ask them, it's not paying you, it's not paying me. Are you seeing well? I'm seeing well. So in this situation now, what do you think this person
these
should
are different eye conditions. For that person that have like a swelling on the eye, we call that pterygium. Now with increase in age, that tends to grow. Yes, especially in this part of the world because of our weather. People tend to develop auricular and pterygium, especially when you are over the age of 40. In fact, now we find it in people from 30 years, 35, 40. You just find it growing on the eye. So for such too, there's a medication, there's a treatment
That can cure it, right?
That can attend to that.
Okay.
You may not be able to cure,
Cure,
it, but it can be managed.
okay.
Also, some people can have boil around their eyes due to infection or so many other causes. That too is also treatable. For people who don't have white eyes, yes, there are some people who naturally the sclera in their eyes just not white. The sclera actually is the organ in the eye that is white. Now you find out that in some people the sclera is just not white. Excuse
Sorry.
me. The sclera is just not white. We have to treat so that the eye can be white.
White. Okay, sorry. All right. We have to take a break so that we could take water right now, because I know you've been talking a lot, but it's interesting, so that's why I didn't even give you a breather. So let's quickly go for a take break, which is tips on holiday. We'll be right back.
Safety tips on holiday. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Turn off 3 lights, decorations and portable space heaters when away or asleep. Never throw wrapping paper in the fire. Only use outdoor and indoor lights as indicated on their packaging. Don't overload circuit, extension cords or electrical sockets. Never leave cooking or baking unattended. Keep holiday plants away from pets. Check your smoke detector battery. Celebrate small and don't drink and drive. Choose a fire-resistant artificial tree and be sure to water a natural tree daily. Maintain wood-burning fireplaces and chimney. Travel safely and don't overshare on social media.
Back, yes, we were talking about eye health care and of course the home remedies. So I'm going to go to the very normal one, because I myself, that's tautology. Because I also, look at the screen almost every time. So it's something that I need to really understand. Like, how can I protect my eyes from digital eye strain, which means caused by actually prolonged looking at the computer screen?
Okay.
How can I, prevent that?
Thank you very much for that question. Everybody's using something.
Yes.
Digital display.
Yeah.
So the first thing you should understand is that these things, they affect our eyes. We see by light. So when you look at a digital display unit, light rays, emanates from that display unit to your eyes. Any form of illumination at all, light rays will always come into the eyes. So for people who are always on their computer, you use it as your workspace daily, and then you use this for over 2 hours every day. The first rule is this. We call it the 20-20-20 rule. That means anytime you are seated and you are on your computer, you should look at your computer for 20 minutes. Make sure you look away for 20 seconds at something that is 20 feet away.
Oh, okay.
You must form that habit. That will help your eyes. Also, when you are reading or working on your digital display unit, whether it's your laptop, your iPad, your phone, or your desktop computers, always form the habit of blinking. You see, studies have shown that people who use the visual display unit most times don't blink as much as you should, because you are staring. So your blink rate is reduced. And when your blink rate is reduced, there's evaporation of tears on your eyes, which can result in dry eyes.
So you,
as much as possible, try to make a conscious effort to blink. When I say blink, I say you are moving your upper eyelid to meet with your lower eyelid. Blinking is a reflex action. But when you are on your
screen,
it slows down. You now have to make that conscious effort to always blink. So ensure that you are blinking anytime. When you blink, what that does for you is that your upper eyelid acts as a wiper. Moves tears over your conjunctiva, over your cornea, over your ocular surface. And so your eyes are rejuvenated again to be able to read, to be able to do the work. And so less strain will be encountered anytime you are using your computer. Also, when you use your computer, we also encourage that you should wear computer protection glasses, especially if that is what you do daily. Lenses now have special types of coatings on them that can help you to, look at your computer and read very well.
I just want to ask, can you use the one, I've forgotten the name, so permit me. There's this one they recommend for you, someone that you're always in the sun or something. But when you photochromic, yeah, thank you. So when you get into somewhere, it becomes dark. When you're out, it becomes light. So basically, I just want to ask, okay, let's take a breather. Let's take a short break, and we'll be right back. Let's take a short break. Please, we don't want our guests to. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back. Yes, we're talking about photochromic, glasses. Can that also help with the screen? Because I have that one, so I'm just trying to know.
Photochromic is for external lights, actually. When you are outdoor, you are in the sun, it goes dark to protect your eyes. For your computer, you need what is called the anti-reflex.
Anti-reflex.
Anti-reflex coating.
Okay.
And there are different levels, there are different layers, there are different ways this can be inculcated on your lenses to help protect your eyes. Yes, the transition lenses, they are the best bets for this that is coated. It can also help to reduce the amount of light or the amount of reflections that will go into your eyes. So anti-reflex is the best for computers. These two can also be combined with your transition or your photochromic, as you commonly call it. Yeah, but photochromic primarily is for the sun.
For that, okay. So now we've all known what we can use for the for our screen and the one for the sun. So I have to go and get anti-reflex glasses now. I was thinking what that one can serve for the two. Okay, let's talk about people with contact lens. I use a lot of contact lens. Some recommended. Let's use the normal, the fashion one. They used to call it recommended. Yes, I just remembered. So I have the recommended and the fashion one. Yes. So, but how often do you think one needs to change lens? And okay, let me start with that. How often do you think?
Contact lenses is in a world of its own. What I found is that people abuse it a lot.
A lot.
Yes. For contact lenses, if you want to wear it, it's very good. It's a good alternative to glasses. Apart from your glasses, it's also part of your dressing. It's fashionable. So you are allowed to wear the colors, you change the colors of your eye, make you look beautiful, enhances your outlook. Whatever type of contact lens you are buying, please make sure you buy the right one from the professional. Contact lenses are made for different purposes, meant to be worn for different times, and then the care too. The routine is meant to be adhered to. There are contact lenses that you are expected to wear maybe daily. After that day, 24 hours you discard. There are some you can wear for 3 months. There are some you can wear for 2 years. There are different categories. But then there is also a period of time for you to wear. There are some you are not expected to sleep in.
Yes.
Be asked to wear it for maybe 4 hours,
and
8 hours. During the day, remove it, then put it in the solution. But the overall rule is that whatever contact lenses you are using, please make sure you are getting it from the right source. From the professional, because they are foreign bodies.
Into your eyes.
So if you wear one,
Lord, I've seen a lot of persons that have, I will not say really gone blind, but that eyes was never the same. Because, okay, there was another one was when you first started, when everybody contact lens, we've seen videos of people that wore it overnight. And when they woke up the next morning, they will say it was difficult. Is it just red? They could not even, yes, it was difficult to remove. Their eyes, some of them were so short, swollen, they can't, yes, exactly, infection. And you've already, I would have asked how to avoid infection, but you've already answered that while saying how long one best. So I think when you're buying contact lens, you should always check if it's not indicated and like you said,
Yes.
always go to the
Abused.
appropriate.
I
Yeah.
found out that contact lenses in itself, they are good.
Yeah.
But people abuse them
A lot, a whole lot, yes. Okay, now let's go to the home remedies. Home remedies. Are there any natural remedies
Yes.
that can help, help us have an healthy eye?
A lot, a lot. Okay, let me just say first, you can do a self-test to know if your eyes are functioning. You know, we have two eyes. The two eyes, they are expected to see almost the same way.
Yeah.
But sometimes one eye may not be seeing, and you may not know that it's not seeing. So the first thing you can do at home is to check whether you are seeing well with the two eyes. So the first thing you can do, just cover your left eye with your left hand. And then put an image at a distance, say about 6 meters. You can put a calendar there, and then close your left eye with your left hand. See if you can read what is on that calendar. Alternate, close your right eye with your right hand and see if you are seeing it the same way. If you are not seeing it the same way, that means there is a problem that will require a medical attention. Also, if peradventure you are in the house, you notice that maybe your eyes are feeling funny, you are feeling some strain, there are some tips you can do. The first is, maybe you can just do what we call the warm compress. You can put napkin inside warm water, put over the eye. But when we're growing up those days, our parents used to do this.
Do that a lot, yes.
They didn't really know what it meant. If the eyes are inflamed, that can help to reduce inflammation. Sometimes too, if your eyes are swollen, maybe you woke up in the morning, your eyes are swollen, you can just get a napkin in cold water from the fridge, put over the eye. If you do this maybe every 30 minutes for about 2 hours and there's no reduction, then you can come to the eye clinic for a checkup. Sometimes too, you may also notice that whenever you wake up in the morning, you find discharges around the eye. So you form the habit of, before you sleep, don't sleep with makeup, clean your eye, take a bath before you sleep. You know, some people don't take their bath.
They don't even care.
They don't clean their eyes, their faces. So try and do that. If it persists, it could be an infection that will require, a medical attention. And there are quite a number of them too. If you are reading and all of a sudden you discover that you are having strain, you can stop, take a walk around, then come back. If it's still persisting, sometimes you can do what we call palming. Just put your two hands over the two eyes. Make sure everywhere is dark for about 60 seconds, and then you can go back to your reading, see if you feel some relief. You can also rest the eye. You can decide to, like, if you are a student, you have read for about 2 to 4 hours, you can sleep. Put your head down, just take a nap for like 10-15 minutes, and then you can start again. Also, you can also do the blinking exercises. Like I said earlier, when you blink, it helps to moisture the ocular surface. Yes. If you realize that you are reading and you are no longer seeing clearly and you are having strain, you can blink. Try to blink, frequently and see whether you will get relief. Also, for people who have dry eyes, you can do some supplements like omega-3 supplements. That's very good too. For children, it's good for adults. And just add it to our daily diet. Just take it and make sure that that is part of your supplement. And also your room, you may also have to look at your room or your office. Make sure that it's humid enough. So for some homes, they put humidifiers, and then some people are always in the habit of being under the AC, from their AC bedroom to their
AC car to the AC office
to their AC schools. So
AC everywhere.
The eye can be dry, so a humidifier can also help. For the ladies, my number one advice is this: before you sleep, remove all
your makeup,
everything. Wash your face. Make sure your eyes are free. If you fix extensions, remove them. We don't encourage people to sleep with eyelashes, and we don't also encourage that you should be fixing eyelashes every time, because the glue they are using to attach the lashes to your eyelids will end up damaging your meibomian glands, damaging your eyelashes and all whatnot. So we encourage you to remove them before you sleep. Make sure your eyes are clean. And also, we encourage people to not to scratch their eyes. when you are in the habit of scratching, I say, you know.
But if it's itchy, because sometimes always itchy.
I enjoy scratching my eye. When I scratch it, it's sweet.
It's always itchy. It's almost as though it's impossible to take your hands off your eyes when you're itchy. So what do you advise someone to do?
Fingers are frequently the first part of your body to be infected.
Yes.
Because you shake people, you touch surfaces, you know, so you are carrying a lot of germs. And by the time you put those fingers in the eye, you'll be infecting the eye. So don't scratch the eye. Also, when you scratch and you are rubbing, you irritate your
the eye the more.
Yes. You are going to irritate those glands, and then the eye becomes red and it becomes very hurtful. We don't advise you to do that. So if your eyes are really itching, what you do is this. Just do what we call warm compress, or if you don't have access to warm compress, you can do cold compress. Put napkin inside cold water from the fridge, just put over the eye. You discover that the itching will go down.
Really?
If you have access to warm compress, fine, you can also do that. Put a clean napkin
into water.
I didn't say very hot water.
Warm water.
Just put over the eye, and then you discover that you have some form of.
I even like the part where you have to differentiate that it is warm water, because look, I have seen some persons where they say I want to have my bath, and I'm like, I just want to have a warm bath. By the time I dip my hand, I'm like, is this what you call warm? This is hot. This is not warm. I don't know. I still need someone that is into the skin that still needs to come to the studio and talk about it, because we have a lot of things we need to talk about. That our body is very important to our body. Our time is already fast spent, but lastly, before we go, I just want to ask this. I know a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians, not even a lot of Nigerians have, I will not say, maybe it was recommended for them, like maybe there was a point they noticed the eyes always just turns red in the morning due to one thing or the other, or it clears the eyes and they permanently have an eye drop. Yes. It could be maybe at a point where they had the Apollo, which you call, forgotten the name you called it, and at the end of the day, when they get the eye drop, any little thing, any little itch, they keep, no, they already have it. They will just keep using. What advice do you give to them in just 1 minute? Our time is up.
Drug abuse. Please don't use any eye drop beyond the specification or prescription of the optometrist or your ophthalmologist. What I found out is that people abuse drugs a lot. People are in the habit of, you know, the doctor said I should use this and they keep using. No, it's not meant to be so. Please always seek medical advice before you put eye drops in the eye. For the sake of time, I have loads of examples. I've had patients, you know, who literally go blind because they were using other people's eye drops. Yes. And then there was one too that went to the clinic at the time he had an infection. His steroid was prescribed, and then the person just went on and kept using it. And by the time he came to the clinic, a lot of damage had been done. So please, your eye drops are medications. Just like you cannot just keep taking analgesic every day.
Every day, yeah. It's same thing. Yeah, true.
So please don't do that.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Madi, for coming. It was amazing. I learned a whole lot, and I have some persons whereby, of course, in a way, the question kind of, you know, tilts towards them. So when I get home, I'm just going to tell them, okay, we talked about eye health today. Did you watch it? If you didn't watch, here's the link and go and watch it. But thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It was amazing. I did learn, and I know we've not even gone, we've not even scratched the surface, yeah? Hopefully another time we'll bring you again and we'll probably go deeper. Maybe take each eye problem and deal with it specifically. And until then, I just want to tell you to make sure you do not share eye drop. That's weird. This is the first time I don't share. Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't share makeup.
You don't share makeup, or don't share the tools you use in making up?
You don't share makeup, you don't share the tools.
Oh.
There are points of infection.
Okay. So I'm going to go and hide my makeup right now. Anyways, that's all we'll be able to take for today. Thank God it's Friday. Yes, up next is a buzz, and of course it's going to be entertainment all through. Just keep your fingers crossed, because I will also be on that show to give you entertainment proper. Until Monday, do have a beautiful weekend, and make sure you stay positive despite the situation in the country. My name is Rose Blossom. Bye for now.